Time now for The Clash. It's, quote, only a matter of time before someone is killed by Just Stop Oil's criminal activity. That's the stark warning from a police chief today after one of his officers was knocked off his motorcycle and injured while responding to the Green Militia's campaign of terror. The stricken officer had been trying to implement a rolling roadblock on the M25 to ease traffic when two lorries crashed and knocked him off his bike. He was taken to hospital, but it's hoped he'll make a full recovery. Now, the middle-class eco-terrorists closed several stretches of Britain's busiest motorway for a third day in a row as they continue to make hard-working Brits suffer in the name of their unhinged crusade. A furious Essex police chief, BJ Harrington, told The Telegraph, "I think it is only a matter of time before somebody gets killed. The only way this is going to stop is if Just Stop Oil, frankly, grow up and realise they are putting people's lives at risk." So do you agree? Is Just Stop Oil a threat to life? Let me know your thoughts by emailing me at dan@gbnews.uk. You can tweet me at gbnews, where we have our poll running too. But first, joining me live in the studio now, Just Stop Oil spokespeople Gabby Ditton and Sam Johnson, who are going head-to-head with the entrepreneur and everyman, former Apprentice star Thomas Skinner, who went viral with this takedown of the eco-zealots yesterday.
We're sitting in traffic, we ain't moving, we're only trying to go to work. Come on, guys, have a think about what you're doing. You're causing carnage. There could be an ambulance coming up here with someone who's severely ill and needs to get to the hospital. They're not going to get through. It's a joke.
So, Gabby and Sam, can you just hold up your hands for me? Can I have a look at your hands? You must have washed them, because I'm surprised there's not the blood still on your hands. Because you must now accept the blood of people whose lives you are putting at risk, including those people in those vehicles today, Sam.
We shouldn't have to even be doing this. Like, we have
But
tried...
you are doing it. Do you accept, Gabby, you are putting people's lives at risk?
But we will stop as soon as the government says no new oil licences. It's as simple as that.
So can I say one thing? Why are you attacking the general public? Listen, we're just trying to go to work, earn a living, yeah? A lot of people are hand to mouth. They're trying to go to work and you're stopping them. People, it's hard times, cost of living's gone up. People are going, they're getting no money, getting no money. Not going, you know, why aren't you sitting outside the Chinese embassy? Why are you affecting the working class people? But why are you affecting everyday people that are trying to get a living, that are trying to go to work? It's not fair. You need to stop what you're doing.
Well,
then why are you doing it?
Because
I don't want to scream and shout.
The reason that Dan has got us on the show today is precisely because we're on the M25. If we hadn't been doing stuff like this, we don't even get...
Gabby, no, it's not.
We've never been invited on the show
about the so-called climate emergency all the time. I just do it
so-called
in a
climate emergency is so dangerous.
We can talk here. Basically, we've had an action in April and we went straight for the oil industry, and the media didn't
silence
at all.
So why are you stopping working class people going to work? Why are you doing that?
Because it's proportionate
what have we
to the
done?
scale of what we're trying to prevent.
No.
Completely proportionate.
Why are you affecting the everyday people? If you want to listen, everyone knows that we need to do better for the environment. Everyone knows that, yeah?
I don't accept that people have been told the truth about what's happening.
I understand that, but what you're saying, why don't you get people on board? Why are you stopping every single person just trying to pay for their family, keep a roof over their head? You are ruining people's lives. Honestly, it's terrible what you're doing.
I don't accept that people have been told the truth about what's happening. I don't accept that.
Let me bring you some facts, OK, given that you seem to want facts. Now, I think Thomas has made a very good point. Why the hell are you targeting us and our government, and you're not targeting the countries that actually are the problem here? So are you aware... Sam, are you aware... Let me give you this fact and then you can respond. Are you aware that China is behind more pollution in just 8 years than the UK was since the Industrial Revolution? So China has pumped out 80 billion tonnes of carbon emissions from 2013 to 2020. We have pumped out 78 billion tonnes over 220 years.
So should we just die
we have reduced our emissions faster than any G7 country, and we're now responsible for under 1% of the world's CO2. So what are we doing wrong? Why are you not protesting China?
We are accelerating our fossil fuel production. over 100 fossil
You're causing more traffic, right? So can I just tell you an example, right? On Monday, yeah, one of my drivers sat on the M25 for 5 hours, then's got to go back out tomorrow, so I've got to fill another tank of diesel up to pay for his van, another day's wages I've lost. You've got to understand, you're causing more emissions.
We are talking about the what, actually, right now, because you are putting lives at risk. And actually, I want to play you both, Gabby and Sam, a clip from BBC Essex yesterday. So the caller... This breaks my heart, actually. Tony Banbury missed his father's funeral.
It's terrible.
Because you blocked the M25. So I want you to have a listen to the long-lasting psychological damage you were causing people.
I was actually due to be a pallbearer on my father's coffin along with my son. And we both got that taken away from us. There was a sense of how dare they, but someone that I don't know has taken that ability for me to say farewell to my father away from me, and I will never, ever forgive these people for what they have done to me.
What do you want to say to Sam?
I'd like to speak now. I'd like to say so sorry for his loss and his family's loss, and I honestly feel terrible that, like we say, we ruin people's days, and that's true, but...
No, you're ruining people's lives. You're ruining people's lives, not days, lives.
No, I'm saying, but with this is a poignant moment in this man's life, in his family's life.
He will never forgive you for this. He will never forgive you for this. He will never forgive you for this. And do you not understand what you're doing? You're turning off the British public, off your cause.
The evidence, Dan, suggests that that's not the case. We might be turning people away from Just Stop Oil, but we're not turning people... People are not going to allow their children to starve to death quicker because they don't like what Just Stop Oil are doing. That's not what the evidence suggests. They might be against Just Stop Oil, but they're not against action on the climate crisis.
There's also no evidence that we are going to starve to death, yes?
Oh, my goodness.
This is... Dan, we've lost a third of our wheat. We stand to lose half a potato harvest. If we don't get enough water this winter to fill the reservoirs, we stand to lose at least half of our fruit. There's massive food shortages in the UK and around the world. So we have to take...
Your viewers are not stupid, Dan. They know that there's a climate crisis and you're not helping.
Dan, and they can see through your rubbish.
Dan, you're an
environmentalist.
I
am.
So do you ever have moments where you kind of wonder and you get really scared about the upcoming future and the near future, the next couple of years?
No.
Why not?
Because I am so proud of what this country has done to lead the world in terms of transformation.
In greenwashing. It leads the world in greenwashing.
And by the way, remember, I've been environmentalist since the 80s when I was told that I was going to die in New Zealand because of the ozone hole. And you know what? Technology came along and we fixed it. And that's what but I want you to be honest about your agenda. I want you to be honest about your agenda because what you're actually asking of the British people, right? And I want you to be honest about this.
It's for us to come together and deal with this problem.
Yes, but what you're asking for is you're asking
fossil fuel licenses.
ordinary
it's
British
very
people
simple.
to give up eating meat. You are asking them to never travel on planes because that is the reality.
What are people willing to do
agenda.
to save the lives of their children is what we're asking people to do. And you're laughing because
can I just say one thing, yeah? You're going to kill people before it gets there because they ain't going to have money to feed their children because they can't get to work. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather make sure that my family have got food on their table, but how can hundreds of thousands of people do that if you're stopping them going and earning money?
We roll out renewables, we windfall tax the 170 billion profits.
We're not. But it has to be done at a safe rate. Look at what people are facing over the next few months. We need to we need to do things in the short term in order to protect ourselves and not be reliant on bad actors like Russia and Saudi Arabia for our oil.
We concentrate on what we're doing. New oil licenses in the North Sea, they won't come to fruition for 10, 15, 20 years. That's in the future. We have 8 years' worth in licensing. We transition, just transition.
We need to come out of COP.
What we're doing is enough. We've reduced our emissions faster than
it's not enough.
You're lying, Dan. You're lying.
Well, then I'm not. They are facts.
We need to come out of
And what about China? What are you going to do about China? What are you going to do about China?
Licenses. Is it like what do you mean? What am I going to do about China? I live here.
This is a global problem.
This is where exactly. We need to work together to solve the problem.
To protest in China.
1% of the world's world's emissions come from the UK, yeah, we are right down the scale. China, Russia, USA, we are so small. No, we are so small.
Go to shit.
You're making the country go to shit. You're making the country go to shit at the moment.
Basically, it is a world problem. You're right there. You're right. What we need to do when
you need to get off the roads and let people get on with their lives. That's what you've got to do, mate. You've got to calm down.
When the government gives us what we want, we will.
Will you be happy when someone dies?
Make a meaningful statement.
Will you be happy when someone dies?
We won't be happy.
Well then, what are you doing? Someone who died today.
We'd be devastated.
I just wanted to finish, Sam, and I'll let you respond off the back. But you were actually humiliated on TV this morning by Susanna Reid on Good Morning Britain. So let's have a watch, and then you can respond.
I was actually due to be a pallbearer on my father's coffin along with my son, and we both got that taken away from us.
Have the audacity to come on here and say that we're completely distracted, we're not talking about the issues. We talk about them every single morning, Sam. You're not getting people on your side, including people who would naturally be sympathetic to your cause. Sorry, and I'm going to end it there because you've already said you don't watch and you don't care. Sam, thanks very much indeed. And Fraser, thanks very much indeed.
So that's Susanna Reid. She is a lefty liberal who would be supportive of your cause, and even she shut you down because she's so angry.
She was angry, and Dan, my problem is I was too honest, and I'm an honest guy. I said no. I didn't lie to her and say, yes, I watched that show. I got better things to do than watch that show in the morning.
So, Sam, if you're honest...
I was honest, and she got slighted. We've got this climate problem around the whole world. We need to act. We really need to act. And she gets slighted because I said...
You're going the wrong way about it, Sam, though. You are. Listen, Sam, if you're an honest man like you say you are... If you're an honest man like you say you are... Do you think what you're doing now is the right way forward? No, yes or no? Yes or no?
I do absolutely believe it's the right thing to do. So you think what you're doing is right at the moment, yeah? Absolutely. At this point in history, in 2022...
Do you know what? You will be on the wrong side of history because people are going to die.
Well, time will tell, Dan. Time will tell.
People are going to die, and you will have that blood that I got you to search for on your hands at the start of the interview.
And what would you suggest us do?
I'll tell you what.
Get off the motorways and let people get on with their lives.
Get people get on with their lives and focus on bringing international attention to China, because China is the problem. The UK is not the problem. But look, we've got to move on. That was Just Stop Oil spokespeople Gabby Ditton
Thank you for having
Sam
us.
Johnson. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
It's a tough environment. And also thank you too to the entrepreneur and everyman and the Apprentice star, love that show, Thomas Skinner. So who do you agree with? Are Just Stop Oil a threat to life? Winston on Twitter says, Just Stop Oil is a terrorist organisation and should be prescribed as such. I've been saying that for a long time. If you look at the 2000 Terrorism Act, they meet the definition. Kent says, no, they are not a threat to life. The oil corporations are, though. From Louise, they are selfish, arrogant, and seem to be under the illusion that their cause takes priority over everyone and everything. These entitled eco-terrorists need to get off the roads and get back to work and contribute to the economy instead of causing chaos and heartache to people. And your verdict is now in. 92% of you agree that Just Stop Oil is a threat to life, just 8% of you saying they're not. Now, coming up after the red